ever told you the story of the magical pistachio? I got lost in the grocery store and couldn't find my way out. But that's when I saw it, a glowing pistachio. It spoke to me and said, "Follow me and I'll lead you to safety."
So this is Joe Biden in the White House telling a story about a magical pistachio. Now, of course you all know this is fake, because why would Biden be talking about magical pistachios in national news? But think again. If you were talking about something else, something less absurd, would you believe him? I might. And that's the power of deepfake, defined by the Alan Turing Institute as an AI-generated image, video, or piece of audio content that is designed to mimic a real-life person or scene. And moreover, that is the power of artificial intelligence. It manipulates you to believe in things appearing to be said by credible people, bending your thoughts towards purposes of their creators. Now, you've definitely spent at least some time per day on social media, news, and videos. Well, how often do you believe in what's in them? And what if I tell you that information like that of the magical pistachio is so often cleverly disguised in these places, silently and slowly changing what we think? Now, why would I be interested in magical pistachios and AI ethics? This comes from something that happened last semester. I uploaded my analysis essay onto ManageBack. I spent long hours on the piece and went through long processes of drafting and refining. But a week later, I was told that my essay was flagged as 96% plagiarized by the artificial intelligence tool Turnitin on ManageBack. Well, I knew that I did not plagiarize for my essay, but my teacher did not, and there was hardly any proof that I could show of me writing. So, with indignance in mind, I delved more into the topic through the artificial intelligence course on Global Online Academy. And the sophistication of AI, of how much it could resemble a human, and the extent to which people would use it, scared me. And here is what I mean by extent. On February 24th, 2025, a US federal district court penalized 3 lawyers from the national law firm for using AI-generated fake cases in court. Of the 9 cases used, 8 were entirely fabricated by AI. And just the mere thought of even lawyers abusing the use of AI is terrifying. What is at stake here is not just the jobs and money of the lawyers, but those depending the rest of their lives on them. And that was not the only case in which AI was used abusively. A recent case in 2024 was that a finance worker at an architecture and design firm approved a 25.6 million transaction with their CEO after a video call, which was actually deepfake. And though having doubts when the CEO asked for a secret transaction, the video call was so real that he had to put the doubts aside, causing this tragic loss for the company. And these are only individual cases, but here is the ugly and scary truth. 1 in 4 leaders are unfamiliar with deepfakes, and 31% of us underestimate deepfake fraud risk. 1 in 10 executives have already faced deepfake threats, and there has been a 10 times increase in deepfakes detected globally across all industries in 2023, with the accessibility of AI making it easier to fabricate content. This is the power of these artificial apparitions. But they are certainly not undefeatable. There are several things that we can do to protect ourselves from being manipulated by this information, distinguished into 3 parts. Part 1, read. AI text is now present on various platforms. One that I know of can use AI chatting to help the user sell second-handed products. Recently, my mom tried out the platform to sell an old teapot and left the AI to discuss with the client. And the AI automatically assumed that the pot was brand new. So, building on the assumption, it fabricated false descriptions of the pot, pitching it to the client without considerations of truthfulness and human ethics, as AI is incapable of that. So my mom later then had to clarify the actual conditions of the pot with the client. And in these cases, you can look for weird words, phrases, and sentences, also inconsistencies in style. A lot of AI-generated writing also lacks specific details in real events, as AI lacks understanding of the real world. And in these cases, like AI dialogue, you can also look at replying speed. This is because that AI, unlike humans, won't be offline. The text directly enters the neural network, and an output is generated within the matter of milliseconds. So if the person seems to be constantly online, maybe they're not a person after all. However, like in my mom's example, the text is already labeled as AI reply. So in this case, always be sure to check for credibility of the information provided. Part 2, look. AI fields have grown to encompass arts and media, so you'll need to identify AI images online. This is important because just a few weeks ago, my grandma showed me this image on some kind of news platform, and I immediately identified it as AI generated, but she was convinced that it was real. Well, some of these images are easy to identify, as they often lack detail in background or have one or more small parts that just seem weird, such as feet that look like hands, no collarbones, an extra finger, or just generally surreal looking, commonly caused by overly high saturations. Now, look at the two images behind me. Can you tell which one is AI generated? Oh. If you chose the one to your left, this one, then you're correct. But if you chose the one to your right, or even if you did get it correct, you may want to investigate a bit more on identifying AI-generated images. And there are many videos online, like the one I got these images from, that can help you differentiate between the two. And lastly, listen. With more exponential growth of AI, deepfakes are becoming harder and harder to identify. So upon looking at the video, also listen to the information presented, like that of the magical pistachios, etc. And the problem often occurs in the first step of taking notice. But once you have doubts about something, there's a high chance that you can actually identify the deepfake. So upon taking notice, here are some things on what to look for. This can be sound and visual inconsistencies, differences in noise patterns, color and sound differences between edited and unedited portions of the video, and sync issues between voice and mouth movement, also between that and background movement. So, with these measures, we can create a society in which all members are aware of the possible existence of AI in all information around them, mitigating the possible effects of propaganda spread, so that perhaps my essay won't be framed as plagiarized. And even though our actions may seem small compared to the power of AI, the fact that we were able to discover so many deepfakes, that's a win. So read, look, and listen before reaching a conclusion, and always ask yourself, does this look credible? Thank you.